All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about what we were doing yesterday with the average monthly expenses. Now, this idea is, it doesn't have to be for 3 months, but I wanted to focus on like smaller amounts of time to kind of give you a better handle on the money we're talking about. But the idea is you take the 3 months that we're talking about, add them up, divide by 3 to see how much you spend on average per month. I wanted to do something a little bit different with it today and have you do a little bit of problem solving. So if we know what our average was from the previous quarter, what could we spend in our months the second quarter to kind of keep the money the same. So the idea is I'm going to give you 2 of the 3 months of a quarter, and you're going to figure out the third month what can be spent to keep your average within a certain dollar amount. So this is going to take just a little bit of algebra, but all of you have been through algebra and have solved equations like this. It's probably one of the most basic algebra things that you could do. So, excuse me. So Rudy had $287.80 average monthly expenditure for groceries during the first quarter of the year. He spent, so that's January, February, March. So then in the second quarter, in April, he spent $312.56 and $235.40 in May. How much can he spend in June so that his average is the same? So I want his average the second quarter to be the same as his average the first quarter. So I'm going to set up an equation that basically says that. So I want my average to be $287.80 for the second quarter, and that is figured out by taking the 2 months that we know, $312.56 and $235.40, and then the 1 month we don't know. So think of your algebra class, your unknown, the thing that you don't know that you're trying to find is a variable. Now, the only kind of catch on this, and it's only going to look ugly for a second, is that is 3 months being added up and divided by 3. So it's going to look like this big nasty fraction for just a hot second, but I'm going to go through the process of solving this thing. If that divide by 3 wasn't there, this would be as simple as subtracting off the 2 amounts that are over with the variable, our third month that we didn't know. But first things first, I've got to get rid of that divide by 3. So if you've ever been in an algebra class, you know that to get rid of a division of 3, I'm going to multiply by 3. Multiplying by 3 over here on the right gets rid of the division. Well, I have to do the same thing on the left. So I'm going to multiply the left-hand side by 3 also. So 287.80 times 3 is $862.50. Right? That's 3 times my average. So then on the right-hand side, I still got my 312.56, my 235.40, 35.40, and my unknown month. Well, now that's a much simpler equation. All I need to do is subtract off the 312.56 and the 235.40 from the 3 times average, the 862.50. 312.56 and 235.40. Rudy can spend in June $314.54 on groceries to stay within his average to match first quarter. Okay, so it's really similar to what we did yesterday, but instead of adding everything up and dividing by 3, you're going to multiply by 3 and subtract off a couple of things. A little bit of problem solving. All right, second one here. This is exactly what your homework's going to be. I'm going to give you 2 of the 3 months of a quarter and the average, and your job is to figure out the third quarter dollar amount that'll make that happen. So the setup on this one is similar. I'm going to take my average, 167.70, and I got that by taking the 2 months I know, 147.50 and 172.90, and the third month, and I divided that by 3. The steps are going to be the same every single time. So I'm going to multiply by 3 to get rid of my fraction. Right? All of this junk drops down. Subtract off the 2 that you know. and then you get your third month that was missing, in this case, $182.70.